Oh man, let me tell you, this week has been all about flexibility.
I need to take some more yoga classes.
I mean, wow. I need to give a quick rundown to try and help tie everything together. So after we left the Route 66 Junkyard Brewery, we went to almost Albuquerque, spent a couple nights at an RV park. That's where we had a blow-in of a thunderstorm with winds up to like 60 miles an hour.
Totally unexpected.
Holy cow, unprepared. Well, weren't unprepared, but
no,
not expecting it.
Yeah.
And then
we weathered it just fine.
Yep. And
no
then
problems.
And then we left there and went 16 miles into town and stayed at the Star Brothers Brewery, Harvest Host.
And boy, was it hot there.
It was very hot.
Man, it was hot.
So we decided we're going to go north a little bit to Harvest Host up into Colorado for some cooler weather. Well, big surprise.
Guess what?
We arrive at our Harvest Host location. We get set up. It's like 45 degrees in the trailer.
Raining, icky.
Turn the furnace on, and
no heat.
We got a bunch of cold air, but no heat. So we had no electric available there. We ended up moving to a KOA in just outside of Pueblo, Colorado.
Colorado City.
And so that way we'd at least have electricity hookups and we could run our electric heat because the overnight temperatures were down in the low 40s.
Yes.
This morning I got up and I spent like 8 hours. I took the furnace out of the trailer, tore it apart, figured out it was the sail switch that needed to be fixed. I apologize, I did not video any of that because I'm not the greatest mechanic and it was a struggle. In the future though, I'll show it because it's a learning experience and it's an experience that I should share. But we had already planned on coming here to the
winery at the Holy Cross Abbey.
And so since we're at a KOA 60 miles away, and there's snow coming in, so we didn't want to tow our trailer.
It's going to snow tonight, up to 1 inch,
right.
And it's going to be really nasty weather all day tomorrow. So to be safe, we decided to stay at the RV park but come and visit where we were going to Harvest Host, so you at least have an idea of what this place is.
Right. You'll get a chance to see what the place is like, what kind of services they offer. Alice and I are going to do a wine tasting because we were really looking forward to the wine tasting.
The wine tasting is only $8 a person, right? So it's very reasonable. And if you look right between the two of us, way back there, you're going to see the Abbey. So the Abbey is right back there, and it's beautiful. We got some great drone footage of that. We'll definitely put that up. Now let's go inside because it's like 45 degrees out here and slightly chilly.
And Gordon's arm's getting tired.
And what did we say in Alaska? Baby, it's cold out here.
Right? So living in an RV is always a challenge. There's always something, right? So today's challenge, of course, the weather. Alice and I are in an RV park in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and yesterday when we looked at the weather, it was just supposed to be cloudy today. But a little while ago, we noticed the clouds were getting very heavy, winds were picking up, and a little bit of rain was coming down. So we decided to go to weather.com.
This sounds like a little bit more than just a little bit of rain.
Right? So I went to weather.com to search the area. And right now there are severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for about an hour, and they're calling for potential of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, and could potentially lead to hail damage to vehicles and what have you.
And Little Sky.
Little Sky absolutely hates.
She moved on me.
Sky absolutely hates thunder and those kind of noises, so she's in full-on panic mode right now. So we're trying to comfort her as much as we can, which is not easy because being a dog, she just doesn't understand. I pulled the radar up and it looks like it's almost past, at least as far as the worst parts of the radar. So we may have gotten a little bit lucky with this one, and it went just a little north of us. So we're just gonna stay in the trailer and not worry about anything outside because we have no control over those things.
Well, we made it through the storm just fine. No issues, no problems, except for poor Sky. She was just so scared, but now she's ready to go play. Go play. All right.
Our goal today is planning more of our trip.
Yeah, because remember, I said that we had a definite in Albuquerque, where we are right now, and I had a definite in Memphis, with nothing in between.
And a lot of time in between those two. Because that's kind of the way we like to do it, is we like to schedule the hard dates at a couple spots.
Yeah.
And then just throw some filler stuff in at Harvest Host or Boondockers Welcome in between.
Albuquerque and Memphis, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stops, and we found one in Kansas City that's going to let us stay for 2 nights over the weekend, and we're going to go to the Wizard of Oz Museum.
Should be pretty fun. It looked pretty cool. So we're kind of stoked about some of this stuff. You know, I mean, there's just so many cool things about Harvest Host and this trip, Harvest Host Coast to Coast.
Yeah. And so we still have 5 nights more to figure out before we get to Memphis.
Yeah. So we've got our RV Trip Wizard open. Yes. We've got our Harvest Host open, the Google Maps open, and of course Boondockers Welcome open for tabs on the computer. So we can just kind of plan our route out, and then we keep adding it to our RV Trip Wizard as we go along. To fill in the gap and get our entire route mapped out.
If you've never used RV Trip Wizard, you really ought to look into it, because we're able to put in all of this information all in one area, and we can access it on our phone also while we're going down the road. This program is really cool.
Probably the best travel app out there.
Yeah. I learned of this app from Phil and Stacy with You, Me, and the RV.
You, Me, and the RV.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's where they use this app too, and it's like, okay, we got to look into this, and it's fabulous.
Thanks, Stacy. We know you really did all the work.
Oh, well, Stacy says that she does all the work.
Oh, and hey, Phil, just in case, go Air Force. Well, we just spent 3 nights in a RV park in Albuquerque. Gives us a chance to dump, refill water,
and do the laundry.
Rode out that thunderstorm yesterday. It was a little bit concerning, but all in all, not bad. We're big travel plan today. We got a whole whopping 16 miles to go.
16 miles.
To a Harvest Host in downtown Albuquerque. So that should be fun.
This is gonna be a hard day.
Right. I mean,
hard day.
It's gonna take us longer to set up and break down than it's gonna take us to drive.
Right? It's a beautiful day though.
Brothers Brewery, which is a Harvest Toast location. It's a nice parking lot right off of a somewhat main road, not too far away from Interstate 25, maybe half a mile. And good parking lot. There's probably enough room in here for 7 big rigs.
Right now, we only have one other person here in the parking lot. Should you have the zombies in a manger?
What's the zombies in a manger?
It is a fairly strong, highly roasted, dark stout with pronounced bitterness.
Sounds like something I might like. What are you having?
I've got a burger. It's got green chilies and bacon and
aioli.
all kinds of fun stuff on it.
Nice.
And French fries.
You gonna share the French fries?
Maybe a couple.
What a great Harvest Toast location this is.
Absolutely.
I mean, the food was really good. I went tacos again. And I went with their dark beer. It was really good.
I had the LA Woman Blonde. It was good.
So it's a great spot. The Harvest Toast people here are awesome. Overall atmosphere is awesome. The parking lot where you set up your trailer, awesome.
Easy to get in and out of.
Easy.
We got a t-shirt.
Got a t-shirt. Now, what I will tell you about the parking area, make sure you go turn in at the west end.
Yes.
I Google mapped it to make sure that I had a view of where I was going, because if you go by it and turn into their parking lot, especially if you got a big trailer, it'd be a little bit problematic.
Yeah.
So make sure you take just a Google map shot real quick and know where you're going.
Great stop.
Arizona garden, stucco in the heat. Let me take you dancing. Let me get you on your feet. Arizona garden with my little cactus flower. Let the day slip away in the golden hour. We've got nothing but time and music.
So, I've been looking like crazy trying to find you. We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Who else gets those calls and just hates it, right? But no, you know us. Have you heard about Roaming with the Ramsays? They're this RV channel that's doing this Harvest Host Coast to Coast thing. They started in California, they're working their way to Maine, and then they're going to spend the summer in Maine, stopping mostly at Harvest Host locations. I just thought you'd like to know about it because
Well, I could tell you from Grandpa's side.
And look at that. Gordon still hasn't had enough tacos yet.
still have not had enough tacos. I know that here pretty soon we're going to be in Maine, and that's going to be seafood heaven for me. So I'm going to get as many tacos as I can right now, especially while we're in the Southwest. A nice brisk morning, mid-50s.
I grabbed a jacket, but I didn't need it.
Getting ready to leave Albuquerque, head north to Colorado to another Harvest Toast location.
Stonewall Lodge and RV Park, which is a Harvest Toast.
Kind of interesting that an RV park also does Harvest Toast, but we'll check that out. We're leaving early because it's about a 6-hour drive, and if we get there early, then we'll have part of the day to maybe go and do a little exploring before we move on the following day.
Yep. So there's 9 of us total here last night, and there's still plenty of room for more.
Oh yeah, I could easily get more rigs in here, but
So
nice little spot. Food was good. Again, I keep saying the food was good
I know
because the food was good.
It's always good. Well, if it wasn't, we'd let you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's get going.
On to Colorado.
inside
It's pretty hefty.
every step of the way.
First time we've completely extended our
Step of the way, every step of
first
the
steps.
every step of the
Completely
way.
extended on this side.
Have
Nah.
to use a,
Had to use a block on this side, so the first step, she's gonna be a doozy.
she's gonna be a doozy. And we had to use our red Anderson blocks here, and look how much it's still extended. This is quite the slope.
Got a bit of a slope here.
And then we go all the way here to the back, and it's almost, it's quite low to the ground here.
We just got to our Harvest Toast location an hour ago, and it's 44 degrees outside. It's 60 degrees in the trailer, which 60 in the trailer is not too bad. And the heater won't work. I don't know why. It worked fine last time. It might be the sail switch. So now we have to make a decision what we want to do, because we're quite a ways away from the next town. We know it's not a propane issue. Stove works, refrigerator works, water heater works.
It's Sunday.
It's Sunday, so we're certainly not going to get any help today. And we know that we would have better luck with a mobile tech in a bigger town.
Yeah.
Because we're in a town of a population of like 50 something.
It's a very small town, way out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
We don't even have cell service,
Right.
so we can't even call anybody.
So we have to decide whether we're going to hook the truck and trailer back up and leave, and at least drive back over to the freeway where we had cell service before it gets dark and before it gets much colder, because the temperatures are supposed to go down tonight.
Yeah, it's supposed to be rainy and 39. I don't think we can feasibly stay here tonight with the weather being what the weather's going to be. We got the whole list right here.
I'm ready. If you're ready.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
They've got a heater on out here too.
Awesome. Apple Blossom
Granny Smith apples.
and some others. I don't remember the other ones, but it's like 3 different apples, and it's only apple. Oh, it smells apple. It's good.
That's good.
That's really good.
Like you said, this reminds me of Bear Creek Winery.
So far, that's my favorite. It really is. I mean, I know it's not like it's not your typical drinking wine. It's a dessert wine, but. So Alice is constantly reminding me that I said, "Hey, it's hot down here in southern Arizona or Arizona and New Mexico. Why don't we go north and take a little bit of a cooler route on our way to North Carolina and Maine?" And so, yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a cooler route. We got a little bit of snow. So I'm getting ready to actually climb up onto the trailer and sweep the snow off the slides because, you know, we're not leaving until tomorrow, but the temperatures aren't supposed to get very good overnight, and I don't want it turn into ice, you know, get a little melty and then freeze up overnight, and then we're just got a big ice ball up there. So, and it might help keep some of the water from getting inside. Go north, young man. That's a good plan.